I'm Alex Stone, former military service member and law enforcement officer. Now CEO of Echelon Protected Services, one of the fastest growing private security firms on the West Coast. And this is Ride Along, where our guests and I witness firsthand the issues affecting our community. I believe our proven method of enacting meaningful change through compassion and understanding is the best way to make our streets a safer place and truly achieve security through community.
Hello, for today I'm going to go by Q. I'm glad to be here to let young people know that everything is a choice you can rise above. So thank you for having me here.
Hey, I'm Alex Stone. Welcome back to the Ride Along. Today's guest will remain anonymous. This individual kind of comes out of that life, street culture that kind of tends to drive people towards criminal activity for survival. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to go on a ride along and we're going to see how those two worlds intersect. Our guest today, we're going to go ahead and give him the nickname Q. I like that name. Q, why don't you kind of introduce yourself?
Hello there.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be able to give my 2 cents on this life because it's maybe a tiny glimpse into a life that most people don't have any real sense of what it looks like as a young person or an adult to come from there and then try to make a life after.
That's great. So let's kind of start right where you said, just give us kind of an explanation of what you would say that life is for you. What does that mean?
Man, well, growing up in impoverished neighborhoods, pimps and hustlers and drug dealers were the people that you look up to.
Always. Or their family.
Or, yeah.
Both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so living in that life and then as you're trying to, emulate these people, and because those are the only people you see that have success, or you don't know what success really is.
No, but they got that nice ride.
Yeah, it's a relative.
They got cash in the hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got that fly girl.
Yep, they got
right.
Yeah, exactly. They got all the boxes that you think
that's right.
need to be checked.
They got a gold chain.
Yeah.
They got a pager back in the day.
Right.
Cell phone. They got the block phone. They got the
Big
car
giant,
phone.
Yeah. Well, carrying around a briefcase with
That's
a battery.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And
all
so
of that.
It sounds like, we're not going to talk about where you were from, but in the city you grew up in, that you kind of were introduced to that life at a young age. How did that introduction occur?
Let's see.
How were you? In my history and the history of the people we talk about this with, there's usually that one person, and for me it was an OG, and he came to me and he was like, "Hey, you're a smart kid. You're gonna start boosting radios for me." He just told me straight up, "You're in my crew now. I need 5 radios a week. I'm gonna show you how to do it." And he actually took me out in his car, and we did it several times. And then it was expected of me at the tender age of 9, 10, 11 to get those radios and to have them on at his place by Friday. So what'd that look like for you?
Okay, so for me, my best friend's uncle got out of prison. And we were already hungry and, looking for a little hustle and, this and that, already,
That's right.
And I think we were 8 or 9, something like
That's
that.
about right.
And we already knew everything there, who was the players in the hood. We are, when you're that age, everything that's going on in a 4 or 5 block radius, at least we did in my neighborhood. And, you knew when something was out of place too. Every time was anything out of place, you notice. And he got out of prison. I smoked my first weed at the party, at the coming home party,
That's right.
and it was shortly after that we were put to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't go back in. He needed to earn.
Yep.
He needed a crew to earn for him that he could manage.
Oh, it was, and what was crazy, it was like it was already set up before he was even out. Like
course.
he asked us, like, who's the main player right here on this block, and we're like, oh, this dude, you know. So he went over there immediately, and then they were working for him.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like it happened seamlessly.
Yeah,
and
because he's an OG.
Yeah,
you can't say no.
No,
there's no no there.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'd just be given a little something. We'd go take this up the street.
And so you're doing sales at this point.
We were just running.
Just running, whatever.
Yeah, sales didn't happen for another couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah. We were, 11 or 12 by the time sales started happening,
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So true. So you get to the age of 12, 13 where people look like they can ask you that question. Like, hey, I actually need this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you're delivering something, and then the question is, say, little man.
What's up?
Well, no, I need this.
Yeah.
And then that next thing you know, you're selling.
Next thing you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it happens without even realizing.
No, next thing you know, you wake up, you're
just
drug dealer.
doing it. Yeah.
But you don't even know in your head you are.
Nah.
You're just doing what
I
you're
remember
asked to
realizing that one day. Like,
when was that? When was that?
Oh, man, I might have been
like 14,
13, something like that. Like, man, I'm a drug dealer, Like, dang, I never knew I was a drug dealer,
It's crazy, right?
It is.
Because you're still a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, man, and, I would look around at all these, tweakers and crackheads and, chicken heads and all that we used to, cluckers and all that we used to call them. But, man, they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
And now suddenly they're coming asking you, like, what's up? And I remember seeing them around all the time. We'd throw somebody a little something to get a 40 because we couldn't buy it because,
of course,
10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
And so, they're just there.
Yeah.
And you just get to know people, and that's how business works.
That's exactly, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they know that you know the OG. They can't. They don't want to go directly to the OG.
Yeah.
Because that's heat for that person. So it's the system's built in to where the young kids, they are that market economy in the hood. I mean, they just are.
Yeah.
Right?
They just run, especially in summertime, man.
Yeah, always.
Everybody. Yeah, it's crazy.
Everyone's out on the streets.
Yeah. Just running.
So you get wrapped up pretty quick. I'm sure you're in the game, right? At some point, and we're going to be very delicate about your history because we want you to remain anonymous. But at some point, there becomes a family obligation on your part where you have to commit a real felony.
It's always a choice.
There's always a choice. But in that life, it's an obligation. We'll call it that. And you're obligated because of honor and duty and family and these things to commit a felony. This felony ends up, you get arrested. We're not going to say you're guilty of anything, but you get arrested and charged with a crime.
Yeah.
You go to court. You're found guilty in a court of law.
Yeah.
Or you plead. We'll not get into the details, but you end up in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So explain the transition between being that hustler, that gang member, hustler, part of that crew on the street, versus now I'm in the pen, I'm in prison. Yeah. Like, what's the difference with that?
Very little.
If you grow up in the game,
you
know the game.
Yeah.
You respect the game, and you get it.
Yeah, it was.
So that's funny because a lot of people say, "Oh, my whole life changed." But if you grow up in it, you're like,
this is the same old,
one block. It's just one big block.
It's just another,
It's just another block.
Yeah, and you got to get to know new people who are the players.
Yep. So your first day in, how do you do that? How do you go through when you're in there? How do you determine? I mean, obviously, race plays a big part of it.
Oh, it's huge. That's the biggest difference inside. Is racial segregation is not only encouraged, but like it's almost like
it is encouraged, right, by the system itself, isn't it?
Yeah. No, they intentionally keep everybody segregated,
which is weird, right?
It is very strange. That was one of the big.
It gives power to the gangs.
It does, But the gangs, because they're actually keeping the population under control because everybody's got their heads.
Correct.
You know,
They allow them to police themselves. It's called,
Right.
and this is why when you're the shot caller, it's called holding the keys. Because you hold, you're like holding the keys for the prison, really. You're really kind of running the prison.
You could
at
turn
that
this
point.
place upside down
Exactly.
if you wanted to.
So we're not going to get into your racial ethnicity, but I mean, the reality is you have to join. And
Right.
before we get there, on the street, you know, so I'm white, obviously.
Yeah.
I speak Spanish. My mom, my family, there's a little bit of mixture there. My stepfather was Mexicano, so I grew up speaking Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to blend very well, but I was never truly accepted by.
Yeah, you and got to prove yourself.
Yeah,
because
I'm
you're
like
not
Miklo.
one of them. Yeah,
Miklo
Miklo
doesn't exist. He doesn't
Yeah.
exist, right?
No.
That's not a real character, guys. And so you're never really accepted because you're not Aslan, right?
Yeah.
And so but I was still accepted because I was an earner.
Yeah.
I was an
Yeah,
earner,
you
right?
were. Yeah.
And
You prove your loyalty and all that. Yeah.
on the street, if you earn, you're accepted. And you can have friends I had friends that were black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I clicked with everybody because the more people you know, the more business you do.
Yeah.
Right.
You got options.
But when you get in, those options go away quick.
Right.
Because it's about race. So how
Yeah.
did that feel? How did it make you feel? Because I know I don't know you very well, but I know that you're a good guy. I know that you're not a guy who's tied to his race kind of guy.
No, definitely not. That, like you were saying, that was part of what made it easier for me because I could, I was talk to black people, white people, Mexicans. It was easy for me to blend.
Yeah.
And
that's actually part of your job as a salesman.
Yeah.
It's your job.
You got to find that place where somebody can relate.
That's right.
And that's its own skill. And so inside, it's like you're immediately pigeonholed into one place or another, and they say, "Oh, you got to go over here," and I was like, "Whoa." I'm not going over there, and then all of a sudden it's like the music stops, and so I had to learn that I had to find a place, otherwise it was going to be really difficult for me. So I had to choose, at some point who I wanted to be labeled as, and. So like that was a choice that I actually had to make because otherwise I wasn't there that long and there was already problems because people naturally gravitate toward me.
Yeah.
And
You're very charismatic.
That's
you are, and you always have people around you all the time.
Yeah, and
people respect you. It's very natural. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel blessed that people want to just. Get to know me a little bit.
Yeah.
Most people at this point, not always. I didn't have a friendly look about it, but at this point.
Yeah. You grew up doing jiu-jitsu and fighting, and I think you did other fighting styles.
Yeah,
you were a
Jeet Kune
fighter
Do.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into your specific background, but I know people, I know that you can handle yourself. That's something that
grappling and all that.
Yeah, you're very good. You're a good fighter. You're not afraid of a fight.
No, and that was part of it is like knowing that you can just having that confidence.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
can see the confidence. If you've been in a lot of altercations.
That's right.
Other people who've been in a lot of altercations can tell, and you don't have to. You don't. They're not going to test you. And that was part of the fortunate thing for me is when I went inside. There's some lifers and all that. There was one time when I was able to talk about what was happening on the UFC fight, and I knew exactly what was happening before he did the move.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, check him out! He's gonna pull this. He's gonna pull that. He's gonna, And that actually saved me from having to actually get into it with my cellie at the time. He
Oh,
was
wow,
like,
wow, wow.
whoa,
He's like, this dude can fight.
he actually knows what
Yeah,
he's talking
yeah.
about here because it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, he could see it.
Oh, he's
happening.
going for the Kimura.
Yeah. He's like,
Oh, now he's gonna.
now watch him spin on that.
Yeah,
You know, like
exactly.
boom,
Yeah.
it's
And you're like,
happening.
oh, damn.
It was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I
Yeah.
could, you know, and that's the thing, choose easy or prey, you
Yeah.
know, and so they move on.
Choose easy or pray. Yeah, that's kind of like the motto, right? I would imagine. So, so eventually, you're, I wouldn't say forced into it, but just as part of the system, you click
It's
with
easier.
you click with the race that you identify as.
Yeah.
We'll just say it
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way, right? Do you feel comfortable saying that race? You don't
Yeah,
have to.
I don't mind.
So
yeah, no, we
Native American.
yeah, we had the circle there,
Yeah.
and it was
And you come from a state that, and that the state of your origin and that region of America, there are a lot of natives. So this isn't like, I don't know, I've never been to Connecticut, but I can't imagine the Connecticut prison system has a lot of natives.
I'm Mexican too, so that's
You are.
Yeah, you know.
So you had a real choice to make.
Yeah, well,
You're half
and
Mexicano.
my dad is mostly white, so like
Yeah.
they were trying to stick me in the wood pile first.
Oh, so the
You
wood
know?
pile is another term for Pecker Woods,
Yeah.
or the white gang. And we won't mention those. There's a whole bunch
It's a
of
whole
those
bunch,
names.
yeah.
So the wood pile would be the whites, and you
Yeah.
were like, "Hey, homie,
I was like,
I ain't white." Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, so what do you know? And then all of a sudden I get pushback from the white people, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, so you have to stand your ground. And I was like, I'm flying solo.
Oh, you flew solo.
I'm flying solo
wow,
for a
okay.
minute.
Yeah, for a minute. Yeah.
You know, until all of a sudden, people, well, and that's what I was talking about. People start gravitating toward you, you
Yeah.
know, and I've been an athlete. I'm out there on the weight pile, you know, and people see that I, you know what I'm doing.
So you're
out
lifting in the
there.
yard.
Yeah, lifting
Yeah.
in the yard, and
Lifting weights.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, people start just, you know, oh, like, what are you doing there? What does this do? You know, and next thing you know, I got 2 or 3 guys working out with me every day, and then one of those guys gets into it with somebody, and now it's suddenly my problem.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he's in your crew.
I'm driving the car. Yeah.
So when you went in, did you have long hair? Did you?
Yeah.
So you were native.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't talk about the res and if you grew up in that. We'll just stay out of that. But did they? I'm just curious because did they make you cut your hair? Because
They
natives
tried.
don't natives have a special
Yeah,
exemption?
they did,
That's right. Yeah.
So I didn't have to cut my hair.
So and that probably right away. I mean, you coming in with long hair.
Yeah, they knew.
They know.
Yeah.
That this dude's native.
Yeah.
He's a native. So at what? I mean, in the state you're in, right? In that state, there's a larger contingency of natives.
Yeah.
So how did they invite you in, or how did that work?
I mean, basically, yeah. There's I was fortunate enough to have a couple of really good guys that I was on the block with, and he just came right up to me. He was like, "So what? So you flying solo? What are you? You know?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you know." I just gotten moved, and where I was at before was very political, and there was a lot
Gotcha.
of stuff going on with.
So there's different units within a larger prison, different
Yeah.
floors, different, you know, and so
different factions of the same race,
and,
you know.
and so they put you in a unit that was more better for you or worse for you?
No, I didn't want any part
Of the new unit.
Yeah, and so
Oh, wow.
yeah, and so
Gotcha.
when I eventually moved out of that prison and got to a new unit, and I was
Gotcha.
feeling it out, you know, and this became somebody who I enjoyed his company.
And this guy, did he hold the keys? He was the leader? Was he?
He was on the unit. He was
Gotcha.
who people come to talk to.
So he's the entry level guy. He's the guy.
He's on that unit.
Okay.
'Cause there's always whoever's on the block or
Gotcha,
whatever. there's
gotcha. So
somebody
he's running
you
that
have
block
to- Yeah.
for
basically.
the natives.
Yeah.
Okay. This was
But
the
he-
guy that he was
knew-
known.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make,
and he
if
was
you're gonna,
respected.
if you're
and
gonna
he-
make the conversation, you
Yeah.
go to that guy.
Yeah.
And
so
then he
would-
pushes it up.
He
to-
introduced. You know.
He did the introduction.
Yeah.
And how did that go down? Was it easy? Was it
Yeah. It was easy. I mean, I'm just who I am.
blood in, blood out? You're native.
Yeah.
It is what it
and
is.
it's
Right?
like, okay, well, they asked me a few questions where, what tribe, who
tribe,
you know,
yeah.
that kind of thing. And
The natives are very like
they'll take care of you.
they take care of you, and people don't realize this. Well, maybe some people in other states, but like they are a legit organization. And just from my background, I've dealt with major narcotics organizations where we had what in the police world we called res hopping, where there were natives that would subsume or take over the identity of other native tribal members of other tribes if they got caught up on some issues in one region of America. They could transition and come up with a brand new identity. And this was very lucrative. The drug flow to and from the reservations, all the way from Alaska all the way down, really is a pipeline that is their pipeline. And we're not going to talk about that.
I'm not going to talk about it.
But some people talk about this white gang or that black gang, and sometimes you don't hear about. But the natives are very, the term I like to say is the quiet professionals. It's the term that Green Berets use. They're not out there bragging about what they do. And you never hear anyone in the native gangs bragging about their business or putting it out there on the street. It's very closed down. It's probably the most secretive and the most closed off because they really do stick to themselves.
Yeah.
And so I can
there's a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, natives are the fewest population percentage of any race in the world in their own country.
Really?
Yeah. It's the lowest percentage of population for native people in their own home country. It's right here.
That's really sad.
It's crazy. And what's an even sadder thing is that the prison population is double the percentage. So like those numbers are skewed wildly.
Yeah.
That is a symptom of a broken system.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's so sad, man. What you did for honor and family and duty, and
I had my reasons.
Yeah, of course.
For doing what I did, and I felt like something had to be done.
Yeah.
And I made a choice, and then I had to make the choice, how I was going to handle it afterward, and got my affairs in order and walked in because it was time.
Damn, that's what's up. So you're in. At what point do you? At what point do you begin taking on leadership roles with Inside?
It was an interesting thing because all of a sudden it was just kind of like people noticing that I had a different focus.
Yeah, you're a natural born leader. You got character. You build things. You think quickly. You're a good fighter. Obviously, you're gonna climb up the ranks, right?
Yeah, that was it was just kind of a natural progression.
Yeah,
for me that way, and I didn't anticipate anything. I didn't expect. I was actually trying to just kind of sit in the background and do my time. And there was a couple of situations where things came up, and the nice thing about the circle is before any action is taken, they circle up. Everybody, takes a consensus.
Really, of everybody.
Agree. Oh yeah.
Oh,
they
wow.
agree what action is, should be taken.
So it's really a real council.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That's unlike other organizations that
it depends on what certain, like I said, there's different factions and this and that, but where we were at, it was a healing circle, and it was for the focus was to get people focused on a mindset that was to better themselves and to change their frame of mind that got them in there. And so not to continue those same patterns while you're in there because you know where that ended you up, change that pattern. What's it going to, what does that look like?
When you were in, that group was not on a war footing.
Nah, at all. It was on a healing
path. That's amazing. That's great. Wow.
Yeah, for everybody. And I think we had a very positive influence. Yeah. And they kept that going as far as I know, like the people that were there before me. And when I left, that's how it was, and I hope that it has continued.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That way. Yeah.
So you do run into conflicts though,
Always.
and you've told a story before, where there's a rec area, right, and you have pool tables.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously, you have the blacks have their area, the whites have their area. Everything's sectioned off according to race.
Yep.
And you have your sentinels, you have your lower level guys that are supposed to make sure that all those spaces are squared away for your folks.
Every time.
Because you're there for the preservation of your group. You're here to make sure that no natives are abused, taken advantage of.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's this incident that happens in the pool area, the rec area. Can you talk about that?
Okay. So nobody had been out there in a while. And we get there, and there's a mark on the wall that shows whose space that is. And I get there because I felt like playing a game of pool that night, and I see the sign X'd out and something else put over
So they leave your sign.
Yeah, I left it.
They just X'd it out. Like, this is
just
like it's Falls Road in Northern Ireland. It's Belfast, and they're like X'ing out names. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they wanted to show that they took it over.
Yes.
It's a power play.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not intentional. It's not like a guard came and erased the thing.
No, it wasn't like that. It was
Okay.
somebody, and they were right there. I could see them. I was like, oh, okay. And so I just told them, I was like, feel free to finish your game. But I'll be playing here next. And they, blew me off, and there was 3 of them. And it was just me. And so I just kind of stood there, and let them say what they were going to say. And I said, okay, well, tell you what. You can go ahead and have it for today.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys enjoy yourselves. As a matter of fact, enjoy yourself. No problem. For today. I will be back tomorrow because this is a native table, and we will be playing here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they, whatever, old man, And I'm like, okay. And so I just went back and told the people, certain people, that let everybody know that they needed to go play some pool.
Nice.
And that's all I said. And then they were like, wait a minute, if I'm saying this, there's a reason why I'm saying it, And so I told them, I was like, yeah, they think that, they have the table now, and we just got to let them know that that's not the case.
Now, this could go really bad.
It could have went south really
Real quick,
quickly. Yeah. I made sure to let everybody know this is not violence, but don't, be ready to defend yourself, because you never know how somebody's going to react.
People get down quick.
Yeah, real quick in there. It can happen for nothing.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting thing for me, because suddenly, I get out there, and I made sure to be the last one in, so that, I could make sure that everybody who needed to be present was there. And everybody showed up.
Of course.
And,
Of course, yeah.
And so I came in, and by that time, man, I was so glad that I came in there when I did, because it was like,
Tense.
I thought these guys were going to crap their pants, like, for real. I mean, and I thought that it might have turned violent.
Not your guys, but the Peckerwoods.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they were all up against the wall already.
And how many? There were 4, just those 4 guys.
But then there was like 60.
Okay.
They're surrounded by.
Because the majority of the population is white and black, right? In most
Yeah.
prisons, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Right? So you're outnumbered. The woodpile outnumbers the natives by 2 to 1, 3 to 1.
3 to 1, yeah.
Yeah. But you stood up anyways.
Yeah.
Because you have to, because you can't give away territory.
Yeah. Nah.
There has to be respect.
Well, and the reality is everybody knows that, we crazy.
Natives get down.
And when it's time,
They get down.
it's like, who's ready to die
It's
today?
a war party.
Yeah.
And you put on your war paint.
Are you ready to die today? Because I am.
That's right.
'Cause that's, if you're not playing at that level, you better leave now.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
And so no crimes were committed that day.
No, there was no
Let's get it
bloodshed.
Yeah.
No crimes, and nobody got extra, time on their set, and it was also a very strong presentation of the unity and the fact that there was no violence, and everybody else knows that. Guess what? This is what you're up against.
Yeah.
If you have an issue.
Yep.
And
it's a war party.
Yeah. Everybody's.
Yeah.
I
have a feeling those younger guys didn't get permission to take over that table, though.
No,
Isn't
they
that
didn't.
They didn't.
No.
There's some young bucks just got in.
Yeah.
They got clicked in within the past couple months.
They didn't.
They went to go play
no
pool.
Issue with
And
yeah.
And they're like, they probably got in trouble with their people.
Well, they were basically like, man, if you're lucky nothing worse happened to you, then you got scared.
Crazy.
And get in line, get yourself in line.
So let's shift focus a little bit. You're inside.
Mm-hmm.
From the people I've spoken with, I've never done time. Obviously, I was on the other side of that equation, but there's always a countdown clock in your head, right?
Oh yeah.
And you're going to get out. I mean, if you don't have time put on your set.
Well, that's
right.
Yeah.
As long as everything's, we'll use the word kosher. Everything's kosher. So your time's approaching.
Yeah.
Right. What happened inside to prepare you to leave there and not be a criminal?
As far as the system goes, nothing. It was the exact opposite. They like put all these blocks in front of you, and you're like, man, I got to jump through all these hoops.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I'm set up for failure.
I mean,
the people in there, the ones like my boys, my brothers in the circle, they're the ones that are like, man, here's a phone number. If you need help, give this person a call. Give that person, if you need, it's family. We'll help you.
Yeah.
Make sure that you got some place to stay. Not always. There's, it depends. You got to be real choosy because sometimes, some of those places you can't actually be at those places because it's against your parole and all that.
Yeah.
So even
I'm sure you had a long time on parole.
Oh yeah.
Because the shorter time.
Yeah, it was the exact same amount of time.
Ooh, dang.
Yeah, so it was like
you're on paper for a while.
A long time. Yeah.
So you get out. You're a felon.
Mm-hmm.
You're on parole.
Yeah, and you can't actually go to the places that would help you because then you're back in because it's a violation.
You're consorting with other felons, which is a parole violation.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you do your full bid, which is another 3 to 5 years. Right. So you're the community you're a part of, right? Mm-hmm. You can't be a part of anymore,
right? So
you kind of lose you have to put away your native identity a little bit because you're like, well, damn, I don't want to violate parole, and so you grew up in the hood, and a lot of felons in the hood, right? So
I can't be around any of those.
Can't go there.
Yeah.
So what happens? Where do you go?
So I fortunately, I have really good extended family that love me a lot that I've known since I was a young teenager. My mom got remarried, and so to a really good guy. I'm grateful that he was a positive influence in my life when he was. I was already kind of off the deep end by the time he came in, but at least he showed me something different, and I'm grateful for it. And he was there, and his family. So I went and stayed with my uncle, his brother, when I got out because I literally had no other place to go. That was one of the things that was important was for me to try to be near my children.
Of course.
And so that was my uncle's house was right where they went.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, near where they went to school.
And so where do you work? Where do you get a job at? Don't say the name, but like what type of work were you able to get into? Not good work.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah. No one wants to hire a felon.
No, especially with
person's
certain,
crime.
Yeah.
We'll call it that.
Depending on the
I mean,
the
it wasn't
there's
like you were like
violent
selling
criminals
fake
and it,
raffle tickets or something.
no, or like it wasn't a blue collar.
It wasn't even it wasn't even like a RICO thing. It was violent.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody with a violent
Yeah.
crime is like you're already.
You kind of treat you like trash, I think.
Yeah. You don't have many options.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing very well now. You're successful now.
Yeah,
So what do you accredit to your ability to turn your life around from growing up where you grew up,
Man.
going to prison, coming out as a felon? I mean, you're still a felon.
Yeah.
That don't go away.
No.
Right?
No. Man. Faith, community, love. Yeah. Good people around you. And, man, determination.
Yeah.
Because you gotta fight yourself.
Yeah. Because the person who's sitting in front of me seems very mature, self-differentiated, stoic, in charge, in command, taking ownership of every aspect of their life, right? I mean, obviously, you're married, right? Mm-hmm. You're doing all the right things in life, and something must have put you on that path.
Yeah, there's actually there's a lot of pieces to that puzzle. There was one of the things that I really appreciated.
Was it mushrooms? I know Joe Rogan would probably ask that right now.
Played a role.
Yeah.
medicine definitely played a role. Opened my mind.
So Vision Quest.
To be able to see myself more clearly.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also like going to that counseling and rehabilitation. You have to go to a certain amount of things like that. Go through the programs when you get out.
Of course. Yeah.
Especially with violent criminals, they go.
That's all. Yeah, once a week, man. You're in therapy once a week for years.
Yeah. And at first, of course, I was really, just like, man, these people are all full of shit,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it
and you're
is
like, maybe I am violent.
A lot of it is a bunch of BS. But then, seeing these things, like noticing that I have these same tendencies. And it might not be like ultimate. Like most people are like substance abuse and mental health issues. And not that I've never had issues with substances or whatever, but that's never been my focus. It's always been kind of like
so you never been drug addicted?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, I've played with lots of things.
You were in charge of the drugs.
Yeah, for the most part.
The drugs put money in your pocket.
Yeah, so that's you got to keep it. There's a balance to be had if it's gonna make money for you. So for me, it was more like an adrenaline junkie, kind of, getting out there and
the thrill of the crime.
Yeah, the thrill, and just
the police
being
chase,
all of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I stealing a car, yeah, for sure.
Well, for sure, so much fun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Not so much, but when you're young.
Yep.
I wouldn't encourage that, by the way, to any young people. Mm-hmm. Don't do it.
So, kind of again, we are always shifting here, but I want to respect your time, and you've given us a lot to think about. I want to hit the streets. I want to take you out on the street and do a ride along, and I want to expose you to what we're doing as a company, and then what the nonprofit is doing. Because coming from law enforcement, I realize that there's a lot of things when you're in law enforcement, you have a duty to act, a duty to make an arrest, right? If you want to get a homeless person into a shelter and they're packing their supplies and a gun falls out of the tent.
Oh man.
Everything escalates.
Now you have to use you have to do your job at that point.
Yeah, right. You're beholden to the public to do what you've been hired to do, right? There's that duty, the duty to act. And in the security world and in the nonprofit world, there's more freedom there. There's freedom to really dive into someone's life and to be a daily resource for them in the community. And obviously, I never even asked if were you homeless at one point ever in your life? I was, but
I mean, yeah, but like
on couches, couch surfing,
exactly.
So what we deal with, we don't really deal with. I would say that's more transient. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with chronically unhoused.
Yeah,
right? People who live on the street, got nowhere to go, substance abuse, mental health, gang affiliated, and or trafficked.
Right.
Right. And so we try to establish relationships with them on a daily basis so that when they are ready to transition to housing or on that better path, that we can get them there. Right. And we're contacting them 3, 4, 5 times a day.
That's
so
important.
I want to take you out, show you what we're doing, and then get your feedback about what that looks like. Right. We're going to possibly be in areas that might look like places you might have sold dope at.
Yeah.
And I want to get your take on, hey, that dude looks like he's selling dope. And I want to ask you, how do we approach that guy and say, hey, man,
Yeah, I'm not a cop.
how do I get you on a better path? Like, how do we approach these drug dealers? These young people that get pulled in.
That's a difficult thing.
It's very difficult. That's why you're here today, to help. Because I think that we're trying to figure this out. And I think you're a key piece to that.
Okay, well, I will give you my 2 cents for sure. I can tell you right off the bat that if those people are making a living, what they consider, being successful for themselves, they're going to be really hard to help at that point in their life, because they're hustling, they're doing it, and that's what they know how to do.
So
It's going to be difficult.
What I hear you saying is, when someone's in that life, right, and these are the tools you have, it almost blinds you to a possible future, a different future.
Yeah, because
it's blinding, right?
Yeah. You don't. Not only do you not see that there is a possible future, like you might hear that there's other possibilities out there, but that's not a possibility for you.
Yeah. Okay, that's hard to hear. You know what I mean? Because
if it's for the addicts and the people that are on the other side, those are the people that I would feel like you might have more success.
Yeah, in the areas that we're at, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the drug addicts, they are purposely put behind on payments.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're now kind of enslaved to the drug dealer.
Yeah.
At least just a week.
Yeah.
A week, you know.
Yeah. Any kind of
$50.
Yeah.
We were talking $2 for whites, $3 for blues. The Chinese fake fentanyl pills you smoke, right? You crush up and smoke on foil. And so you get 10 to 20 on those behind, and you're down $50 to $100, and all of a sudden, like, now you're expected to go steal or sell
something,
right, to pay
work
that.
it,
You got to work it, right? And so the resistance is, they're like, if I do this, they're gonna kill me. That's the pushback we get.
Well, that's a genuine fear.
Because if we just take you to a shelter,
a possible legitimate fear.
they know people in the shelters. The drug dealers know. Oh, you just went to this shelter over there?
Yeah.
Well, we sell dope at that shelter.
Yeah. So
and
do
I'm
that
gonna
in
find
there.
you over there. Yeah. How do we navigate that?
That's a tough spot, man.
All right, we're gonna hit the road with Q. We're gonna go look at some dirt, talk around, maybe interview some folks. We'll see you in a little bit. Hey man, so we're in the car. We're gonna ride around for a bit. Gonna hook up with Eric Prindle, and then do some little patrol work. So we're just driving around, and we were talking earlier off camera. We're gonna bring it up again, but a lot of the drugs that are being sold right now, they're actually being produced in China, right? And so they're being produced in China. The Chinese give them to the cartels. The cartels will bring them across the border, and then they get cash, American money. That cash is then shipped back to China, right? They launder it, right? Some of them cows, and they just launder it, so they keep it, and then they sell them the chemicals, the precursors, and the drugs to then ship back to manufacture, and then ship back up to the States. And so a lot of these drugs, they're resistant to Narcan, the new stuff on the street called Trank. You get them in different color pills, so they'll say, "Oh, I got whites, I got blues."
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trip, right? Because
it is. It's a whole new game.
Whole new game, international economy.
Yeah. Actually, get people off drugs. They might have, some kind of willpower to want something different.
this has been the number one goal when it comes to any type of enforcement on our part, all right, is rather than taking direct interdiction or some type of interdiction against the drug dealer, we try to get the drug addicts into housing.
Yeah.
Or into shelters.
Yeah.
So just this last month alone, we've gotten more than 100 people to transition from living on the street in a tent to either a tiny home, detox, or some type of shelter, or another type of living situation, right? Like a church or something. And so that's kind of our aim, is to take the user away from the drug dealer,
right?
And to push those drug dealers into different areas, or hopefully maybe they'll quit.
Making a change that is for positive is going to take work, no matter what. And
so today we're not in the van. People know my van, and I thought that would be a bad look for you.
Thank you.
Since we're blurring your face out and changing your voice, because I really want you to be anonymous.
Yeah.
You know, and so we just have a randomly rented vehicle here that no one knows. Nondescript plates, they're gonna be blurred out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, because you never know. I might run into somebody I know. And if I step out of a cop vehicle,
you can't step out. Or
I wouldn't be able to.
We roll in Sprinter vans.
Yeah.
Because we want to have the look that we're like. We're not trying to impersonate law enforcement.
Yeah.
But we want to have the look as if we're a professional organization. A lot of people mistake our vehicles for federal vehicles.
Yeah.
And this is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, for me it would be.
Yeah,
it's not a bad thing for
exactly.
you. Yeah, because you don't want the soldier that's nickel and diamond anyway. That's not who you want to arrest.
But we don't want to arrest anybody.
Well, right. Yeah.
Because we're not cops.
So that's because you're not cops, right?
We want to increase the level of community engagement.
Yeah.
To bring about security.
Safe community.
Safe community by being engaged.
Yes.
It's just like the civil rights movement, right? You get on the street, you own the streets, then the hatred stops.
Right.
You can also counter or interdict or counteract criminal, even gang criminal violence and activity by being present, by owning the streets. Because there's eyeballs, right? People don't like eyeballs. Dudes selling dope, they don't want. If there's people walking around having a good time, they don't want those people around.
Yeah.
They want a nice, quiet spot.
You gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, because they're gonna have 100 people stop by today.
Yeah. On a slow day.
On a slow day, bro. On a slow day, exactly. All right. All right, we're gonna head over. We're gonna talk to Eric Prindle.
Right on.
He was, for a larger security company, the number one executive protective asset in this whole region of America.
Okay.
He came to work for us because he believes in the mission. He really wants to make a difference, and he makes a huge difference. All about community engagement. So we're gonna walk across over here and talk to him.
All right.
You'll see him from afar. He's a giant. He's like 6'4".
Got a presence.
There he is, right there.
Oh yeah. He ain't hard to miss.
Yeah. What's up, brother? You good? It's good to see you, bro. It's good. This is my buddy Q.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hey, let's step around the corner. Q was a shot caller in the prisons, so we're just gonna call him Q today. He's out here to give us his perspective of drug dealing, street life, street culture, what's going on. You want to tell him just a little bit about yourself?
I was in the military for a while, did some pretty cool stuff. Got out, started doing MMA, cage fighting, used some of that experience from the military.
Yeah.
And started doing security, did EP pretty much around the world and got into this.
Okay.
And why are you working for us? Why
Because of him, right here.
Yeah, he, all right, huh?
The things he's done is something you can really trust. You know what I mean? He's an amazing guy.
You checked out 4th and Washington today?
Yeah.
How's it looking?
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay.
good for here.
Good for here.
Right now.
Yeah.
We're making a difference though.
So just a couple weeks ago, we had an average of 100 people selling fentanyl at that location.
Really?
Open air fentanyl market. And so it's probably down to what, 10, 15 probably? It's not bad.
Well, that's a good thing.
All right, well, we're here to ride with you.
Okay.
You're the talent, so
Let's just walk around the building and then go back to the vehicles.
Yeah.
That way, in case I don't want to be too far away.
yeah. So the idea with the community patrol is we patrol the vehicles. We don't drive cars that they'll notice.
Yeah.
Because with the security vehicle, they'll just stop selling dope.
Right.
We want to be able to kind of arrive on scene, sneak up, and get there without being noticed, right?
What's your goal for that? Just to see how everything is normally interacting?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
The baseline of the location.
Yeah. So what is like the goal for like when you get there and you're say you see somebody that is selling drugs? What would the next move be for you and your people? Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Mine would be to see if I can get them to do it in a different location, away from our properties, especially if,
Yeah.
you know, kids are involved in the area.
We're not the police.
Right.
That's not our job. Our job is to increase community engagement. When drug dealers see us, we want to get to know them, maybe even give them a cigarette. But hey man, I know you're trying to make a living, but please don't do this on my property.
Yeah. What would
And-
it take for you to relocate? I mean, that's a good question to ask.
I try to build
Yeah, 'cause you
respect
would
and
get-
rapport with
Exactly.
the individuals.
Mm-hmm.
That way, you know, you get more with sugar than you do vinegar.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
So I've always found that works better. Plus, you don't want to be making too many enemies down here. You'll end
No,
up
you are
with a
outnumbered.
bullet.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. There are a lot of shootings here. That's very true.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You can only be so vigilant,
Right.
and complacence kills.
Yeah. You used to sell dope on the
Uh,
block.
yeah.
What do you want to be told?
Man. You know, the unfortunate reality is you, if it was me, like, and somebody say you got to move, I'm not moving. You're gonna move
Yeah.
before I move.
Yeah.
You
Kind
know?
of how you say it, right?
Yeah.
You can say pretty much anything, but it's
Yeah.
how you say it
Yeah.
is what's really important.
Yeah.
You don't want to give ultimatums.
No. No,
you,
definitely
You want it to
not.
make it like it's their idea.
You got, you know, yeah. There's got to be like some kind of option available that might
right.
seem attractive somehow, and so you got to present some kind of option that
Yeah.
way that would be in their best interest, and not anything, you know, violent or whatever. Like they're going to be
No, of
some
course
kind of
not.
repercussion,
No.
you know, because that's going to, of course, give a pushback. Because, man, that's what they're waiting for.
That's right.
You know, but if you actually are able to find that angle,
You know, one thing
with
that works
every
well,
circumstance, you know,
we get a lot of the drug addicts into shelters.
that's a
So
big
we take
deal
away
right
the
there.
business.
Yeah,
We kind of do that through a nonprofit, but a lot of security guards will usually make that first contact and say, hey, you want to get into a shelter? And so if someone has, you know, 10, 20, 30 regulars
right.
that are all living within a couple
Yeah,
blocks,
they're gonna keep coming.
yeah, they're going to keep coming. But if you move 10 or 20 of those into a shelter,
Yeah,
they're going to be like, what happened to all my business?
yeah.
Right.
So then they gotta find.
So then,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, that's the way to clean it up for sure. You got to start.
Exactly.
If you remove the value for them from a place, they're gonna try to find it, you know, better value somewhere else.
Went back to the car. So when we're taking calls, we always want to be close to our vehicles because we want to be able to jump in the vehicle and get to the call as quick as possible.
Yeah. People get to know you, they're going to know that you're not dangerous and you're not a threat. You're actually here to help.
That's
You know,
right.
that's a big deal.
So do me a favor. Just take a quick look over your right shoulder. And you know, see how he put his hands behind his back? On the street, you never point. You never point. I like it. And so
flexes me.
take a look at that group and just give me your assessment on this group, right? I thought the guy on the bike was a spotter at first, but he's not, right?
Hard to say. I mean, it could just be people.
And then I'm gonna cross over here. That way it's less
Yeah.
conspicuous, right?
Yeah, so we're just talking, having a
Go ahead, sir.
conversation.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a lot of people on
Check out
drugs.
the dog.
Yeah, he's like,
be
he's
honest.
crippled, huh? Like he can only use his front legs. Wow.
Oh, interesting.
So they walk together.
That's cool.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool. Wow. So, you know,
Yeah, looks like a lot of addicts. Some
Addicts,
low,
right?
Some low-level
Yeah.
distribution
yeah.
happening. Yeah. I mean, that would be my guess.
And so, if that's not our property, but if that was on our property, how would Eric go and talk to them? What's the best way to engage that group? Your idea is to keep the property safe. You don't want drug dealing on your property.
Yeah.
How do you do that in a compassionate way that offers hope,
Yeah.
but says, "Hey, I need you to work with me here, though." You know,
Well, you could,
right?
if I mean,
Totally.
honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
To be perfectly crystal clear, like, hey, first of all, you know, how's everybody doing?
That's right.
You know, is everybody
Hand out some
okay?
cigarettes.
Yeah, is everybody okay? Nobody, you know, if you, like on a hot day, have some bottled waters. You know,
Yeah.
treat them like human beings. You know,
And we pass out a lot of water. That's right. That's always
yeah,
good.
that's a
Yeah.
a good thing. You know, just you're like, okay, so if you see somebody like that, you know who you're gonna, because if you walk down here, eventually you're gonna know who it is.
Oh yeah.
You know, and man, that would be the thing, is just go straight up to him, like, I know you have business to handle.
Yep.
You know, you got your
You
job.
got a guy
I
right
got.
here,
On your right.
Yep,
On your right.
So he's out here doing business.
right here. Yeah,
He's out here doing business.
yeah, riding it on the bike for sure. I mean, like, you know, and that's fine.
Hello.
Everybody got to handle their business. We all
Yeah. See, he's
have
posted
different
up on a
roles
corner.
to play.
He just posted up.
And I would just be totally honest with it, if they let you even talk to them.
Yeah.
Because most of the time they'll probably just see, if you get too close and they know you're going to come talk to them, they're going to walk away, and you're never going to speak to them face to face.
I don't usually have that problem.
No,
I
no.
usually go up to them. Hey, my name's Eric. I work for the property. Is there anything I could do to help you? They say, hey, do you have any cigarettes? I
Yeah.
go,
Always.
I don't normally like giving them out. I have water. I have
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
of cigarettes, hook them up, and then say, hey, can you do me a favor? I work for this property, and the people are calling and complaining all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Could you guys move along, somewhere else? And usually 9 times out of 10, they book because I give them respect.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and just tell them, if you got business to handle, because it's one thing to meet up somewhere, but keep
Hello.
walking and make it happen, because I know you got to make it happen. We all have to answer to somebody, and so whatever you're doing, go ahead and do it, but keep it moving, and as respectfully as possible.
Yeah. A lot of activity though, right?
Oh yeah.
It's almost shocking, isn't it? I mean, there's more people on the street right now that are homeless, drug addicts, or
amazing.
drug dealers than people just working.
Right. Yeah.
And this is every day now.
Everybody's
I mean, I 2 to 1 or 3 to 1.
everybody's hustling.
The ratio is high, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's high.
They
Right?
have to hit that rock bottom until they want to get back out.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing.
That is unfortunate. That's the normal tale. Yeah, that is.
Just
very
our
common.
presence with these cameras has cut that crowd down by what, half? Probably.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We can keep walking. We'll finish the block. I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to post up too long.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude on the bike,
Oh,
the dark shirt, you saw him?
Yeah.
He watched us until we turned the corner. So that's his block.
Yeah,
That's his block.
that makes sense.
Documentary about the houseless.
Oh, right on.
Are
I'm
you-
homeless. I'm
are you homeless?
Yeah, he knows me.
Okay.
How's it going, man?
up,
You
buddy?
doing
Hey,
okay?
What's up, man? How's it going, bro? Good to
How
see
you
you.
doing today?
Good. We're filming some of the
Trying, man.
documentary about the houseless population, helping out the
What are you
homeless.
struggling about?
You don't have to be
Just
on video if you don't want to be. I figured.
Fucking bro.
Yeah,
I'm not
good.
even sure, to be not having any fluids really right now. I'm trying to go
When we went from the old contract, they had
I have some food if you want it. It's not awesome, but if you want some water and food, I can get it for you.
Yes, please.
Not talking
Oh yeah. Let me grab you some food, brother.
I'm Alex, by the way.
Hey, I'm Eric Murray. My friends call me Irish.
Irish, nice to meet you, Irish.
I'm kind of fucking planted into the sidewalk over here in the edge of town. So,
What brought you to Portland?
I come from a way smaller town with a lot more judgmental. Like the class 4 here between like the higher class and the homeless
Yeah.
is like way more condensed over there.
Oh, yeah.
Where I'm from, up in Washington, in Longview. So
Oh shit, I forgot the water.
I appreciate it.
Here's
Oh yeah, thank you. It's just I have a lot more free down here, you know, and there's a lot more help and a lot more programs for people who are on the streets. So that's what brought me here.
It doesn't look like you've been using.
I've been using it for 10 years. And
You like-
I mean,
you like these?
I take care of myself.
Very much so, man. Like, you don't have any sores, right? So, I mean, what's
Let me
stopping you
grab
from
you
getting
some
into a
water.
shelter and getting off the streets?
I've been in this like 3-step square dance to get my ID and birth certificate,
Yeah.
social security card for
Yeah.
a few years now. And for some reason, most of the programs that help with that down here haven't been able to like successfully help me get my stuff. Like I'm about to go sign up for a counselor and see if I can get a caseworker to help me with things.
Over at TPI?
No, not you guys. I was gonna do join.
Join. Oh, okay, it's a good
Hold on,
program.
wait a second.
Yeah.
You
can go to
definitely need a caseworker.
You need a caseworker. You can go to TPI and get an ID in a day if you already have a referral in.
Yeah, I've tried that, but they I brought the thing to go the paper to go get it, and they still wouldn't give it to me. They told me that I needed an address or something. I was
Yeah.
like, well, I have TPI as my address for mailing address, and they still wouldn't do it for me. It's weird.
Damn, man. Okay.
Yeah, there is a dance that happens where you like in order to get ID, you have to have an address, and then in order to get like even an email or whatever, you gotta have. So it's like there's a whole
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all stuff that requires like a phone and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get a phone at all. All the programs that give them out for free.
Yeah,
For some reason,
you
they
got to
won't
have
give
the
me
address before you get in,
Yeah.
and so then you're always stuck in a circle.
Do you ever eat at Blanche House?
Yeah, sometimes.
Blanche, during lunchtime, there's a lady there giving phones away. The phones are already activated.
I've tried.
you
Are
can't
you
get
the
a
same one with the same people that go to the park blocks and do it?
Yep, same lady in the you minivan.
You see, I tried to do that like a couple years ago, and my phone got stolen, and they won't give me a new one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I tried to let them know and see if I could talk to customer service, but I need a phone to do that.
Yeah. So you don't have a phone on you either right now.
No.
Damn, bro, that is rough, bro.
I've been trying actually the past couple of days to fly a sign to fucking
Yeah.
make like the $30 to buy one from Target.
Have you been to City Team ever? Have you ever?
I haven't yet. No, I've that's a resource I've been reserving for when I can actually. I'm actually trying to check into a detox here soon, so I can
Okay.
get my head right, you know. And then I was gonna do City Team, see if I can get a job for them.
All right. Well, if you see this guy, Eric, you tell him you need City Team, and Eric will call me, or Spencer, or one of the guys, and we'll get you into City Team or detox right away.
Okay.
That's not a problem, bro. So if you see him, and when you're ready to make that decision, we will make that happen.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Irish. I remember you, bro. I remember you.
Yeah, my name's Eric too. I got your name tattooed on my arm. Thank you for the food.
oh no,
Appreciate it.
anytime, brother.
Yeah,
Anything
bro.
else you guys want to know, man? At least on a non-incriminating scale.
What's the hardest thing stopping someone right now from being homeless to getting the ball rolling? What do you think it is?
I'd say the addiction and the fentanyl on the streets right now, like the way it's got people roped, is probably the main thing holding everybody back, because it basically takes the spotlight for all the fucking every bit of what you were able to do in the day. It basically just eats it all up.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like how crack was in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
crack for heroin almost. It's wicked bad.
Yeah.
If you have any advice for someone that's trying to get off or trying to help someone, what would you say?
Go to your family, man. Just go find your family and the people that love you, and surrender in the sense that you can, and fucking just try to ask your family for help. help. You know what I mean? Or ask the people you love for help, or the people that love you for help. And then stick with it. Don't run away.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you very
thanks, brother.
much. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Seriously, you find Eric, and we'll get you into city team.
I see this guy all the time.
Here's your stuff. Whatever you need, man, let me know.
I appreciate you.
All right, brother.
Take care of yourself.
You guys have a good day.
You too, man. Be safe out there.
Yep.
It's rough, bro.
Yeah,
How often do you see him?
probably once a week.
Once a week. Yeah. I mean, he looks sober. He could get into a place right now. He could get
Last
into
time
Bybee Lakes right now.
Last time I saw him, he could barely even stand.
Really.
Every time I see him, it kind of kills me.
Completely sober right now, though.
Yeah. It
He
was
must
good
have just
seeing
woken up from last night. Right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Something. Or it's coming down from his morning.
Sucks. Those two dudes, they both had four-leaf, or they had
Yeah, I saw
clovers. You saw the clover?
Yeah, they were affiliated.
Woodpile. Yeah. For sure. So we just had some G's walk through. They did not like us. And anyway, I'd never seen those dudes either. They look like they just got out too. That's the vibe I got.
Possibly.
Right. All right, we can keep walking. Let's stand in the shade where we're not
Oh,
burning,
yeah.
bro.
I find myself carrying too much, and sometimes I gotta stop that. Because when I'm seeing like the other day I saw like a kid maybe 8 years old smoking fentanyl with his mom, and it literally, I went in the car and I had to take
Take a minute
for myself.
We had a call, and this isn't all law enforcement. This is just shit that happens on the street, right?
Yeah, it's real
We
life.
had a call, a property owner lady calls and says, hey, there's a kid over here in a tent. The kid's only like 2 years old. Like, maybe not even two, toddler. And the cops came and they took, it was a sergeant actually, took the tent and just moved it 2 blocks over on another property and let the kid in there. And then the lady came out and was like, she called me, she was crying. She's like, I can't believe this. She had photographs of the tent. There were needles, open needles with heroin in the tent. Right? And foil and fentanyl. And she had a picture of the kid. The kid could have been 2 years old. And the cop just left the kid. She called the cop. And I think she recorded the conversation. She called the cop. She was like, what are you doing? You didn't call CPS? She goes, well, there's no crime.
No crime.
There's no crime.
Child endangerment.
It's like child endangerment, man.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I have pictures of syringes and foil. And he's like, hey, let me do my job. That was the conversation.
That's the unfortunate reality. It's
It
like
is.
they're
It's
just
unfortunate, man.
they want them to kill themselves, and they figure
It's really
you know,
unfortunate.
I hope it's not that. I really do. Because if it's that, then it's not going to be good.
Well, that's
So that dude on the bike's posted up now watching us on that block. He watched us turn the block and now he's watching us. See him? With the dark shirt on.
mm-hmm.
That's his block.
Yeah.
That's his block. Well, should we go somewhere else? I mean, we
Yeah,
can chill and wait for a call, but I know you have rounds to do.
You want to go around JK Grill?
Yeah.
I think we should move our vehicles over there.
Oh,
though,
yeah, for
'cause
sure.
If not, it'll
Yeah.
stuff be gone.
Okay.
So we had to leave the last location because it was a little dicey. They kept looking at us, and I was concerned they were going to roll up and start getting license plates. So we're rolling to another area. Known for drug dealing. Always got to check my background here.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that
And then Eric's going to
you know,
beat us up. He's already patrolling.
if they don't know who you are, you're just establishing your presence. That's when it can be dangerous because
That's
they
right.
don't know.
That's right.
For real.
What's up, brother?
So,
Good to see you, man. You good?
yeah.
All right.
I'm going to probably see if this guy wants some
Yeah,
water.
What's up, big time? Yeah. Somebody at the Wheaties, huh? He's kind of famous.
Hey, man. Hey, my name's Eric. I work for the property. I was wondering if you want any water. Would you like any water? Okay.
What's up, bro? Remember me?
Oh, what the fuck?
How you been, bro?
What you doing out here?
He works for me, man. Just
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
When did you get on this side?
Long time ago. Been here for a while. You still go by Juve? What's your name? Juice, right? Or Juvenile? Juice. Everything good? You need to get off the streets, homie. You need to get into a shelter, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you straight up, you're one of the smartest dudes I've come across on the streets. And I know that you know that. For real, man. You're gonna get caught up in some stupid shit out here, bro.
You want all three? You gonna drink them? All right.
Hey, man, watch yourself, bro, for real. This is Eric. Eric and I work together. When you're ready, bro, when you're ready, I know Juice for like years. When you're ready to get off the streets, man, you find Eric, and I will find you a legit home, a legit shelter that can help you out and get you like real work, bro. Yes.
Straight up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, man. Let me know.
Yeah, bro.
I see him all the time too.
I know. He's good people.
Hey, you work for him, man. I'm just sitting here, just chilling.
Yeah.
Just tired, you know.
Yeah. All right, we're shooting a documentary, so we're gonna get out. We're gonna leave you alone.
Yes, sir.
But for real though,
Yes.
I go by Stone. You can call me Stone, but Eric can help you out anytime.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Be safe, brother, please. I'm gonna head this way, see
All
if
right.
anybody's
One
over.
love. You know.
Hey, you got a dollar though?
I ain't got no cash on me. That's what happens when you get married. Don't get married. So I've known Juice almost 5 years.
Oh, really?
And we took over a multifamily residential property here in the Central District, which is like, there's like, I think 3 precincts for law enforcement.
Okay.
Central District's basically this side of the river. And so, well, he was one of the big drug dealers. And at that time, he was not homeless, right? He was
Right.
living with his mom, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And this is like 5 years ago. And he was only like 19 or 20 then.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Mom
right.
eventually kick you out because your stuff gets too
That's
hot.
right, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And he was selling dope there all the time, selling dope there all the time. We had actually boxed like twice. That's why he knows me, bro.
Oh, 'cause he
we had
knows
actually
you.
boxed. I think I arrested him, and one time he tried to fight me, and I was like, hey, man, you gotta fuck me, bro.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh shit. So we got mad. I got mad respect for him. He's a good dude. He's just a drug addict, man.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the unfortunate reality that we see so much
Yeah.
of down here.
It is sad, man.
Yeah, there's so many people with mental disabilities or on, substance abuse. It's like, wow, there has to be,
Need to
some
get
kind of
like
program.
a piggyback and put a bunch of water in it.
I know, right?
yeah.
I
You
need
need
one.
some? Oh, yeah.
You need one? I need to bring my
Thank you, sir.
my Camelback.
Oh, that's a good idea. You want water? So how do you get supplies? They
That's
get
good.
donated?
Everything we have is donated to us. It's pretty rare. We spend maybe less than $200 or $300 on supplies a month. Everything's donated from other nonprofits to our nonprofit, and then a nonprofit we work with gives us the supplies because they know that we work directly with the houseless. Same thing with the Narcan. We get all our Narcan for free. So, how's it going, guys?
Anyway, long story short,
Doing okay, man?
Best security company in town.
Thank
here.
you.
Look at it.
You need some
Love
water?
you.
Love you more.
Y'all need some water? He's got a couple left.
I need to get resupplied.
When I start my company,
We also tap dance.
Want some water, buddy? I'm almost out. You
That's
want
awesome.
Water?
I'm Alex.
I'll see
Nice
if
to
I
meet
can
you.
get some more and I'll come back later. Thank you guys. You guys stay safe. This is a part of the job that I love.
Oh yeah.
The outreach, helping
Yep.
people.
It's making a difference, man. Seriously.
Man, sometimes when they're on the edge and they're, feeling like shit, they're coming down and you give them some food or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
It
thing.
makes
is
their
that-
day.
Well, I think it's good that you're establishing a presence in a positive way where people are not afraid of you. They're going to be more and more happy to see you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, we're gonna post up here. Yeah, man, good. This is excellent, man. Just a couple months ago, there were 100 people around here. Wow. Big difference.
Well, I better get out here. I need
right, brother,
to
we're
do some
gonna-
hits real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, see you. Nice meeting you, man. You be safe, brother.
Thank you. You do the same.
God bless.
Good to see you, brother. If you need me, let me know.
Right on.
All right, we're gonna split up and we'll go to the resource center, see what's going on over there.
Okay.
All right, we just wrapped up with Eric. Really good stuff, right? I mean, we really helped some people out today, made some good connections. Hopefully that translates into something, positive for their individual lives.
Absolutely.
We just put up here at the resource center. We're gonna hang out with the Loa folks, Spence and Terrence. We got some Jordans and some T-shirts. Jordans Street Gold.
Oh yeah.
You can do a lot with some Jordans on the street. It's brand new in the box. So we're gonna jump out and introduce you to them. You're Q. I'm Alex. All right, cool.
Okay. Let's go.
You wanna grab the J's?
Yeah.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
Yeah, man. You already know.
What up, gents?
What's up? What's up?
Big T. Good to
How
see
you
you,
doing?
bro.
How's it going?
One love. One love. Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
What's up, big dog? Big dog. Good to see you, bro.
What's up, sir? How you doing?
How you doing,
brother? Q, nice to meet you, sir.
meet you, Q.
Pleasure.
Cool, man. We got some Jordans.
Oh, nice.
Just Street Gold. This is brand new in the box, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
I know you
Street
can-
gold.
That is Street Gold.
Absolutely.
I literally.
Absolutely.
And then these are new Lois shirts. We just stopped by for a little bit. I need one of them. So
Gotcha.
check out your shirts, and I'll take what y'all don't want.
Well, we can't fit in the same size anyway, so.
That's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Regular?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take that because I can't fit
All
that.
right.
Which one's you? All right, I guess so.
So Spencer's like, hey man,
This is 2X right here.
hey man.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how he talks to me. Hey man,
Hey, man.
these shirts, man, they too thick.
They're too thick. I can't wear them.
These
You
shirts
got
too
the
thick,
gray,
bro. I can't
blue.
do football practice.
I'm gonna
Plus,
do the
man,
green.
he had collars on our
shirts.
shirts. I'm like, how am I going to go on the street and have a collar on my shirt?
did.
Come on, man. They have street cred. There ain't no way to have that.
No.
So.
So now we got nice,
now we got-
stretchy, athletic tees.
Yeah, dry
Yeah.
fit.
Dry
Beautiful.
fit, man.
That's right, man.
All right, cool. Good
Nice.
talk.
Good talk.
How's it going today, bro?
It's been good, man. We've had a busy day, so.
How many people we get in the shelter today?
Only got 2 today because they're full.
They're full.
I got 2 in early, and then they're full. We got 2 families on a waiting
Friday's
list.
hard, bro.
It's
It
hard
is.
because then you
Friday's
can't
the
get anybody
hardest day.
until Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's active everybody.
City team on the weekends.
City team on the weekends. Actually, I didn't take that, so I gave out 2 city team vouchers. So that's 4.
Okay, that's legit.
So that's 4, I guess.
You know Irish, right
Yes,
here. So
yes.
we had a good conversation with him in Prindle. He might be ready. He said he'll reach out in the next couple of days. He wasn't high.
Is he going to get a hold of Prindle when he's ready?
Yeah,
Okay. Where's he staying at?
over downtown.
Yeah,
by
beside
4th of
us.
Washington.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we just
Yeah,
were.
we was just at.
Crazy,
So
right?
We
might-
stayed at Cane's over there.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish you would have hit me up, bro. Kane's Chickens. They're not a sponsor, but they got good chicken.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness, yeah, they do. Yes, they do. No, it's been good. We've been able to help a few people. People have been a little edgy today,
Yeah, it's the heat.
It's hot.
It
yeah,
is.
Everybody
Sticking
getting
up,
around, moving,
and the
moist.
pit's getting a little edgy down there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's getting a little edgy. So, but other than that, they're cool with us. There's a little bit of tension in the air. So,
tension.
Yeah, for sure.
I think everybody's kind of nervous with this new tent, this new
They don't know what's
camping
going
ban.
on.
They're not sure how that's going to be enforced, what they're going to be doing.
And what's
But I'm
operating?
like, hey man, like it's going to be,
It'll be fine.
it'll be fine.
It'll be
So
fine, bro.
yeah, that's been good.
I love you, bro.
It's Friday. Love you too, man. I got to go to Seattle for a basketball
Oh
tournament.
yeah,
now.
your boys got basketball?
No,
Yeah.
just my one son.
Oh, nice.
Trey's in Montana fishing.
Oh, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah,
Hard life.
tough life, yeah.
Yeah.
So
What about you? What are your plans?
I'm probably just going. I don't know actually. I'm gonna go to the gym and probably work out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's probably about it, man.
And which
But-
lady are you with this weekend? But
yeah, we'll get it. Thank you.
all right, man.
Okay, appreciate it.
Seriously, hook up with them. Let me know. I'll make it happen quick.
All right,
I'll get them out here the next day.
all right.
Good call on that, by the way. I appreciate you both. I couldn't do your job. Couldn't do your job, bro.
All day, every day.
All right, man. We're gonna head out.
All right, sounds good.
Love you, bro.
All right, man. Yep. Nice meeting you once
Love
again,
you,
brother.
brother.
Appreciate it. All right.
Oh, you feel awesome. So, it's the wrap up, bro.
Yeah,
It's a lot, man.
it is.
You got
been a
63-year-old
while.
grandmas out here.
Right?
You know what I mean? Next to
Yeah.
people, hardcore drug dealers, bro.
Yeah,
It's just crazy, right?
it's nuts.
It's
I mean,
insane,
she was
bro.
definitely something going on.
I mean, she probably had a little mental health thing going on, but she shouldn't be on the streets, bro.
right. Well,
She should be on the streets, man.
it's part of the broken system. That's why the problem is so complex. It's like, you know, you got mental health issues smashed right in together with substance abuse. And, like, there's only so many resources and so many programs. Man,
Crazy.
it's insane. Man, it's insane. Like how, like, there's like the pyramid, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
All right, man, let's roll.
Okay.
Good.
All right, Q. Appreciate you doing the ride along today. I think I've learned a lot. Hopefully, maybe you picked up a little bit too. I'd like to have you back, man, when you're ready. It's awesome, bro. I know it's hard. We've been doing this for years down here, and coming out of life, coming back in the day, being around it. How does that make you feel? Like,
Man, I was surprised how like I felt emotions, and I felt like when I used to feel so at home, like it was just a place I felt very strangely out of place. You know, it was really strange. I had like different feelings coming up, you know, like vulnerability, and like I was like, oh man, this when I used to feel like, you know, I walked into this. This is where I was supposed to be. And
That's right.
I was the one who, you know, people were gonna take notice of and start asking me things, and here I am. Yeah, you know, it's like it was a totally different feeling. I wasn't quite prepared. Yeah, it's a strange thing to step back in, even just, you know, for a glimpse. It's like, whoa, this is still life out here. For
still
so
life, bro.
many people.
It hasn't changed, man. It
No, if
keeps
anything,
going
it's
on.
increased
Yeah.
even more.
I think
It was
so.
shocking to me to see how many people, and it's more blatant. It used to be more clandestine.
Yeah.
You know, people would put more effort into.
No, it's out in the open, man.
Yeah, it's completely.
It's a new game, bro. It's a new game. Well, I appreciate you rolling out today. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the ride along. We appreciate all you out there. More episodes to come.